Welcome to WTF. WTF is what the is blank. So we're going to talk about seizures. We're going to talk about trauma. We're going to talk about cardiac. We're going to talk about so many different things. And everything that we're going to teach you is based on national registry. So you can be guaranteed to pass that test. And the good news is it's only 5-minute segments or less. So if we go over 5 minutes, someone ring a bell. So today we're going to talk about seizures. So what are the big four seizures? There's really four, maybe five. So what would the biggest one be? You drive along, you walk into Walmart, you see someone flopping around on the ground. What kind of seizure are they having? That would be a tonic-clonic. That would be a grand mal. And there's so many words that are synonymous with each other. But as long as you remember at least one of those, at least one of the synonyms, then you'll be just fine. So a tonic-clonic. So think catatonic, which is, the definition for that is mental supramuscular rigidity. So tonic is muscular rigidity. Clonic is muscle relaxation. So if someone is having a tonic-clonic seizure, they have muscular rigidity followed by the relaxation of it, of the muscles. And then let's talk about absent seizures. This is just a little different, but it is very important to know. So if someone's having an absent seizure, they will have the 1,000-mile stare like this. Let that go on for minutes at a time. What do you do for that? What's the treatment regimen? Probably need to call medical control for that one. I wouldn't give a benzodiazepine for that one. A benzodiazepine. So, another seizure. How about this? Jacksonian March. What the... If you're like me, I read a textbook when I was an EMT student, and I read ahead a little bit, got up to medical emergencies, and I read the word seizure, and I thought, okay, I've heard of that before, never seen one, don't really know much about it, might have to YouTube it. There's way too many consonants in that word. That's what I thought when I saw that. It turns out CNS, the central nervous system, is a very complicated, very complex thing. And if I were to ask you, what is the definition of a seizure? You would say, that's right, abnormal electrical activity in the brain. So the last one is epilepsy. If you're epileptic, it's usually before you're 10 years old. You're diagnosed with it. And you have abnormal synaptic firing that goes from right to left brain. Normally not supposed to happen, but it happens and it causes a seizure. And when someone has a tonic-clonic seizure or just straight up epilepsy, they have a seizure where the grand mal style, and they're so confused when they wake up and they don't know what's going on. They couldn't identify themselves out of the lineup. What do you call that? You call that a patient being postictal. So being postictal, sometimes it lasts 30 minutes, sometimes it lasts 5 minutes, sometimes it lasts an hour, maybe 2. So it's really important to protect the cervical spine. It's really important to protect ABCs. Sometimes you get dispatched to a seizure because that's the last thing that they did in this life. They had a hypoxic seizure, which is a death seizure. So with that in mind, this is WTF. And if you have any questions, just email us.